Oh, hi everybody. Hello, welcome. It's been a while since we've done one of these, hasn't it? Oh my goodness, but hello and bonjour to all. Who have we got here? We've got John Newman. Oh, you were worried that it was a false alarm. No, indeed, we're actually for real. Actually for real. Hello to John Newman. Kevin Sean, Severus Snape is here. Good heavens, what an alarming state of affairs. Jerome, hello, and Wizzy, no, Lizzie Winchester. Oh my god, I'm so sorry. Lizzie, hello. B. Preston, Phaedrus, Lady Daft. Erica is here. Anyone know this song is? Erica asks. So if you search YouTube for classical music for brain power, that is the YouTube video that is playing. So that I think will tell you what it is. Classical music for brain power. So I hope your brains are all powered up. Aquamarine Trash Can has joined us, and I always forget how to pronounce your name. Vespaz AZ, Vespose AZ, Vespazaz. Anyway, you're here. Hello. Let me know if we're having bandwidth problems still. It should be resolved. It looks like we're in the green for our drop frames, but anyway, I think it's working. Let's see. Oh, my goodness. Oh, Vespa says, your bands are the perfect width. Thank you so much. You're too kind. Hello from a Canadian living in Germany, says Nicholas. Hello. I'm sorry. I'm a little spacey because literally I've overslept a little bit and woke up literally moments ago. And so I think I'm still having a dream. Welcome to my dream, everyone. Hello to the the Canadian living in Germany. And Videodrome's in Boston. Oh, are you visiting Boston? I think you're normally in Rhode Island, right? Oh, but it's Boston Pride, of course. Of course. Yes, indeed. Kevin says I'm off to Boston Pride shortly for the first time as an out genderqueer person. That is exciting. Hello, I haven't changed my name yet, he says. I'm going by Courtney Forever. Oh my goodness. Kevin, I just misgendered you, I think. Or maybe not. I don't know. What pronouns shall we use for you? Phaedra says, congrats to Courtney Forever. Have a great Pride. Wait, are you going by Courtney Forever as a name? Or are you going by Courtney Forever? because I think Courtney Forever is a pretty cool name. But yeah, let me know how how you are. Video Drum says, "Oh, I'm New Hampshire. Oh, I don't know. Why did I think you were? Why did I think you were in Rhode Island? Anyway, hello. Oh, what is the irksome news out of Boston? Is it? Let's see. You were talking about the diaspora. Cat Black's video to White Left Tube. Angie Speaks just responded to a comment. Uh, what is the? Is there irksome news? Oh dear. Any pronouns work? Courtney Kelly is the name. Courtney Loath. Courtney Loath. Courtney Loath. Courtney Loath. I think is how we say that. Phew. Well, anyway, happy Boston Pride, everyone. Um, we are just in the early days of Pride Month, aren't we? It's what do we have coming up? Portland Pride is on my radar. I don't know if I'm going to be able to. I would like to go, but it's a trip and it's disruptive to travel around. But Seattle Pride is at the very end of the month, so that's the one that I'm most looking forward to. Oh, of course, the straight pride thing. Whatever. You know what? Honestly, let them embarrass themselves. It's gonna be like 7 people. And you like the Foxy shirt? Thank you. It's gonna be 7 people, and it's gonna be sad and lonely, and nothing will happen. Honestly, I just feel like do what you will. I don't care. That's my feeling about Pride. This microphone cable is extremely curvy right now. When is it actually happening? Is it happening this weekend or next? I can't imagine they would do it at the same time as regular Pride. Phaedra says we should go as allies and jazz them up a bit. Yeah, A. Preston says I doubt Stir Pride will be as fabulous. Oh, August 31st. Okay, well, sure. It's I think the likelihood of it even actually happening is like 15% right now. Yeah, it's gonna be ridiculous. Anyway, um, John Newman says I like the Foxy T-shirt. I love so much. Thank you. Nicholas Crass says glad to be back. Haven't made a live stream in forever. Shout out to Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Also, wonderful. Milwaukee's happening this weekend. Gosh, I'm trying to remember Milwaukee. We were there a few years ago to do some interviews. Yes, of course, with the breweries and whatnot. Of course. Are you going to the Milwaukee Pride? Oh wait, or are you in Germany? I'm sorry, I've confused everyone. I'm still definitely asleep right now. I'm sorry, everyone. Um, no, Nicholas Miniaci or Miniasi. Nicholas is in Germany. Uh, Other Nicholas Crass, is in Milwaukee. Good grief. David Logan's in Orlando. Is Orlando Pride happening yet? Videodrum says there's also all the businesses making money off Pride events. How we shouldn't be loving that, which I do not. I mean, yeah, I just wrote an article about that for them. For them.us. It's an awkward name for a website because I'm always like, I'm working for them. I'm writing for them. Hi, I'm calling from them. And it turns into an Abbott and Costello routine. Anyway, I wrote an article for them.us about the whole YouTube thing and also who belongs at Pride. And, I really think a company's got to be doing more than what YouTube is doing to be welcome at Pride. So, as much as I am pleased with the technology that YouTube provides that allows me to have these lovely chats with you, yeah, the whole debacle lately about YouTube being like, oh, no, it's fine to have harassment and hate speech. That's, here's how you do it. Here is instructions for doing harassment and hate speech properly on our system. Yeah, like, what are you doing? What are you doing at Pride if that's how you're going to be? John asks, have you seen the new Tales of the City yet? Not yet. We did just start watching Pose. I know I'm like literally a year late to this. But yeah, we just started watching Pose, and of course, as you all have recommended it, it is an absolute delight. I think we've only watched the first episode so far. I think it just came to Netflix, which is why we're on it now. And it does something very interesting. I'm curious to hear everyone's take on this, if you've watched it, and if this changes over time, or maybe it just stays this way. I do find the dialogue very, like, arch and heightened, which I guess makes sense for a thing about balls. But there are moments where the people are talking like they're characters on Game of Thrones. Like, you shall not usurp my power, or whatever. And it's like, no, nobody ever says that in real life. So it's such fakey dialogue, and yet I like it. But I like it even better when the dialogue gets really real and the characters are really talking and they sound like actual humans. Um, oh, my apologies. And of course, just visually, it's just like such a joy to look at. I like the actors. They have great chemistry. Everyone like fits together really nicely. So I'm super into it. And yeah, it only took us a year to get around to watching. But no, and now we've got Tales of the City watch as well. I will say the original Tales of the City never grabbed me, but maybe I watched the wrong time in my life. We don't have Pride until October, says John Newman. It's really odd and misplaced. Oh yeah, Atlanta Pride. October, huh? Hmm. I mean, I guess I can understand. June is probably not the nicest way. I mean, it's probably like unbearably hot in Atlanta, if I had to guess why. And there's only so many different cities you can cram into 1 month. So I can see why some cities just have to be like, we'll wait. Do other cities do that? Or other southern cities' prides like more wintry? Let's see. Oh, hello, Lady Emma Avery. Hello and welcome. Grimhild says Chicago Pride Fest is on the 23rd. Parade is on the 30th. Oh, they really stretch it out. And Backlot Bash has a lot of stuff going on all month. Oh, James just got me some coffee. Thank you, James. John says, I've just seen the first episode of New Tales of the City, and it is excellent. And Rich Cruel Sugar says, Pose settles into itself as you go. Oh, and Dragon asked if I've seen Black Mirror episode Striking Vipers or Saint Junipero. I've watched 2 Black Mirrors so far, and they've both stressed me out so much. I'm like, I can't do this. One problem was that I was watching it by myself, and I think I might just need someone to comfort me after every episode, and I didn't have that when I watched, and I was like, too much. But I know everyone recommends that Saint Junipero. Junipero? I don't know how to pronounce anything, you guys. Brianna says, I saw the first season when it aired, of Pose, and especially if you view the show itself as campy. Well, yes. I think that is exactly the way to do it. I think that's why everyone works together so nicely. Last night we watched Lindsay Ellis's video about Phantom of the Opera, and she mentions in there that Minnie Driver's the only one who... Wait, Minnie Driver? Yeah, Minnie Driver, right? Is the only one who seems to know what movie she's in, the only one who's camping it up. And I think everyone's on the same camp level with Pose, which feels good. B. Preston says, gay 17-year-old from Hunter Point region, New South Wales, Australia. I'm sorry. For a second, I thought you were talking about, like, Pose. I'm like, oh, is there an Australian character on Pose? Sadly, out in an environment not very supportive, Christian, high school, strict parents. You're a huge inspiration. Love the tidbits. LGBT history, rare here. I'm sorry to hear that things are difficult where you are, but I'm glad that you're enjoying the videos and that they're helpful and that you're enjoying them. Yay! And gosh, Hunter region of Australia. I don't exactly know where that is. New South Wales, that's one of the big ones. Yeah, I'm confusing it. Gosh, I'm sorry, I don't know your geography at all. I'm confusing it with the ACT. Was that the Australian Capital Territory, which is very small, right? But New South Wales, very big, I think. Oh. Anyway, 17. So here's the thing: is like, you're almost out of there, right? You're so close. You're so close to being able to be like, bye. So do you have plans? Do you know where you're going? Is there like somewhere you want to be? Is there a big city nearby, or do you don't have to go to a big city. You can just go to a place that's a little more your own. PHX is in April. Is that Phoenix? Oh yes, of course. Phoenix is in April. Huh. And Pride is in August over here, says Lady Emma Avery. But wait, where's over here? David Logan says Orlando's Pride is later in the year, so as not to compete with Gay Days at Disney. Oh, really? But wait, Gay Days at Disney, isn't that in October? Fabulous Aquamarine Trash Can says, Bonjour, I actually went to my local Pride Parade last Saturday. How was it? How exciting. I love hearing about everybody's prides. Tell me about all your prides. B. Preston says, I can't wait to get my license. Haven't been to Pride. Would love to go to Sydney Mardi Gras next year. Oh, well, there you go. That's a great thing to look forward to. Now, here's the thing is don't count on going to Sydney Pride as being like, that's the solution to all my problems. And I just need to go to Pride and meet a whole bunch of gays and never leave. I mean, that is certainly one approach, and that may be great. But not to be like, now listen here, kiddo, but you're at an age, you're young and, 17, 18, where it's a good time to try stuff out. So go to Pride, go to Mardi Gras and be like, do I like this? And it's okay if you're like, oh, but I don't really like this. Because there's a lot of different gays. There's a lot of different ways to be gay. There's a lot of different things to try and lives to lead. I mean, there's certainly a time where it was like, okay, well, you either stay closeted because it's the 1950s or you go to the Castro. And those are your two options. But now, you could be a gay rancher or you could be a gay, I don't know, concert violinist. You can be a pirate. No, you don't be a pirate. There's just, a lot of different things to try and a lot of different communities to jump into. So, the gay nerd community is certainly very big. So lots of different ways to do your thing. So yes, try stuff out. Go to Mardi Gras. You will, I think, like it. I think, not knowing you at all, but if you want to see some gay life, I'll certainly give you a lot of that. Siraj, tell me if I'm pronouncing that right. Siraj says, big fan of Culture Cruise, especially the Golden Girls and Maude episodes. Cheers from India. Hello, so glad to have you here. Welcome. Dragon says, St. Junipero is the only episode that ends well. Okay, well, maybe I should watch that. This will be my first Pride, thanks largely to you, Matt, says Lady Emma Avery. I'm so happy about that. That's so exciting. Why is it largely to me? Oh my goodness. Is it just because you feel excited for queer stuff now? I'm really happy about that. Erica Meissner says, Lindsay Ellis is my queen. Isn't she great? She's just the greatest. Really, really enjoying her videos. What else do we watch? Oh, we also just recently watched the Hercules video. So here's one thing is the videos of hers that I've watched have all been the videos where she's like, I hate this. Not I hate this. Here's the problems with this. And so I know that she's enthusiastic and excited about other things, but I've lately been watching a lot of her ugh. Because I also just watched her Rent video, and I'm certainly with her on that. That Rent is flawed. Lizzie says, I'm going to SF Pride for the first time this year. I'm so excited. That's wonderful. There's a lot of stuff to do at San Francisco Pride. There's the parade. There's all the street festival stuff around City Hall. There's also Pink Saturday. That's still a thing, right? They still do Pink Saturday, right? Dave Rendon. Totally did not understand that comment. My daughter's, I think you mean shop, right? My daughter's shop, my daughter's shop put out Pride cupcakes today. I read that as your daughter got shot out of a Pride cupcake. I don't think that's what happened. ACT is the nation's capital. New South Wales is big, mostly rural, includes Sydney. Okay, yeah. Well, yeah, go find some other queer folks. I mean, you've got the internet, so not hard, right? Video Drum says, how did Lindsay Ellis come up? I have to leave the room. Fix my hand. Oh no, I hope your hand's okay. Oh. I think this is the first year I've been to Pride, says Aquamarine Trash Can. Haven't seen any homophobic protesters. Pleasant surprise, especially for Tulsa. Wow. Yeah, I mean, I see homophobic protesters everywhere, so I'm glad that you are, that Tulsa managed to avoid them. Nicholas Kress says, today is kind of a fantasy of mine. Wait. The latest Black Panther Striking Vipers, which is a VR game with gender fluid elements. Oh, that's awesome. But it may be more spectacle than substance. Wait, is the latest Black Panther Striking Vipers, is it like Black Panther comic, or is there a cartoon, or what is the latest Black Panther thing? Dragon says, I've always wanted to go to the Pride. I live in Europe's Bible Belt, where I study, there's always Pride weekends that I have to go, oh, I'm sorry to hear that. I mean, we can do like an online Pride. We could do like, we're having a little gay Pride right here. That's what we're doing. John Matthews says, my first Pride was London, 1972. Wow, that was a lot of people. That's one of the world's first Prides. That's amazing. John Matthews, what was London Pride 1972 like? Was it even called that? Or was it still like Christopher Street, UK or something? Vespos says, I used to do the AIDS walk every year instead of Pride. Even got a team of straight coworkers to walk with me. Oh, well, you're doing very good work. That's excellent. Oh. Do you mean Marvel Black Panther? No, you mean Black Mirror, not Black Panther. Oh, gotcha. Okay, well, that makes more sense. Man, you're making me want to see Black Mirror now so I can see this stuff, but I know it's going to stress me out. I'm going to be like, B. Person says, I'd love to be a writer, study English at university, write fiction, and hopefully LGBT works targeting at helping the youth. So hopefully can find myself as a queer writer rather than pirate. I mean, you could be a writer, pirate. What's your favorite books? What do you like to read? What do you like? Is there stuff that you're writing now? Here's the thing about being a writer is that's one of those things. There's a lot of different ways to be a writer, but one of the ways to be a writer is to write things. So what do you like to write? That was something that, for me, I had a long time calling myself a writer, even though like I write every day. I write a lot, but I was like, wouldn't it be nice to be a writer? And then I realized, oh, I'm writing constantly. Like I'm doing so much writing. I guess I can call myself that. Lady Emma says, I've moved to a much more supportive environment. Your videos have followed me all along. I'm so glad that I could keep you company. That's so nice. And hooray for more supportive environment. I'm really happy to hear that. That's so nice. I feel very happy and emotional about, I'm having emotions, everyone. I'm feeling very glad that I'm keeping you company without even knowing it, that my videos could be there for you. Yay. Papa es perpetuum. Forever daddy? Is that what that means? Hi, Matt. Which gay stereotypes do you see in TV, film, or society in general you wish screenwriters would stop using? What a good question. I do think that we are a bit post-stereotype these days. Like, I don't see it as much as it used to be a thing. Especially, like, that you wish screenwriters would stop using. Honestly, that's a good question because I feel like it's a good time to check in and be like, are stereotypes still a problem? And you know what? I do feel like we've moved past them and they're not exactly. I'm trying to think of something that's been a problem lately.
The insatiable bisexual.
Ah, yes. The insatiable bisexual. That is one. So, okay, now I'm thinking of another. The idea like, oh, bisexuals just want to have sex with everyone. You can't trust them. And, oh, they're going to sleep with everybody. And it's never enough. Ugh. And another stereotype is just, I guess this isn't so much a stereotype, it's just a blind spot, is that gender fluidity doesn't seem to exist in TV and movies. Like, where are they? You know, it's like either you're gay or you're lesbian. Maybe someone's bisexual. You've got, I guess, minor spoiler alert for Schitt's Creek. You've got a pansexual character on that show, which is great, and I think it's handled really nicely. But, yeah, where's the folks who are like non-binary? Just nowhere. John Newman says, what exactly do you have against gay pirates? Nothing. Oh, I like them a lot. B. Preston wants me to explain the pirate thing briefly. I don't know. There's no pirate thing. I was just thinking of different jobs that you could have, and pirate was one of the first ones that came to mind. Definitely do be a pirate. If that's your passion, be gay and do crimes. B. Preston wants Jake Gyllenhaal to be a gay Captain Hook. Okay, that would be so great. Jake Gyllenhaal as a gay Captain Hook would be so good. Dave Rendon says, the gay and non-gay podcast had Armistead Maupin as a guest. A good listen. Wonderful. Armistead seems like such a nice man. Dragon says, have you seen the movie Pride? No, we were actually talking about it just recently. I haven't seen that one. I know it's a recent, 2014, I think, and set during the miners' strike in the UK. Video Dome says, I love Gyllenhaal in Velvet Buzzsaw. Gyllenhaal or Gyllenhaal? I can never remember. Anyway, what is Velvet Buzzsaw? Left Albuquerque says, see A Moment in the Reeds. Oh, what is that? That sounds intriguing. A Moment in the Reeds. A Lifetime on Your Knees. No, that's not the title. Hey, buddy, says E, your channel is so inspiring. It's my go-to for queer culture and news. One of your last news updates was a little disconnected. I hope you're doing well. Yes, I was trying something new with that one, trying to be more off the cuff like I am right now and not scripted, and I think I just came off as distracted. B. President says, favorite authors are Stephen King, very good, and Joe Rowling. Oh, I don't know Joe Rowling. Psychology and character building is key. I'm currently writing horror fantasy for fun and dystopian fiction for my extension English class. Whoa, that's really cool. You can, if you want, if you have anything online, you can certainly post a link if you want folks to read your stuff. Please feel free to post that. James is handing me something. Oh, James, what? Is he floating? Did he jump? Okay. I don't know if this is going to be visible. Oh, it looks like it is. It's so reflective. Oh my God. Okay. Let's see if I can, there we go. Angle it. So here's Pete Buttigieg talking to, I think, is Beto O'Rourke.
It is.
And it looks like Pete was just sort of photoshopped in. Maybe because the floor is shiny. But it looks like he's like Beto's carry-on luggage. He's so short here. Why did you give me this, James? This has got me all in a tizzy.
You can see a little floating man.
A little floating man. James knows my secret, which is that I like size differences. A short man talking to a tall man is something that I am excited about. Levitating. I love writing fiction, but my ADHD constantly impairs my ability to write, says Trashcan. I have 3 projects going on. All of them are gay. Nobody can stop me. Good for you. Seuss says, are you familiar with YouTuber ContraPoints? Yes, I met her briefly at DragCon. A good friend of Lindsay Ellis, and her videos helped me a lot in better understanding the trans community and the topic of gender. She's fantastic. I'm sorry, just scroll got really weird. Oh no, help. Okay, I lost my place. There we go. SB Gordon says, if anyone is looking for a good feel-good Pride Month book, Red, White, and Royal Blue by Casey McQuiston, gay and bi representation. No one's beaten or died. That's nice. I just interviewed E.K. Johnson, who wrote a queer novel, came out in February, called The Afterword. I mean, it's a queer novel. It's not, it's not like a novel about being queer. It's a novel that has a queer love story in it, that centers a queer love story, but it's more of a fantasy novel that is queer than a queer novel that's set in fantasy, because their gender and sexuality never is an issue. It's in interviewing her, she said that one of the things she set out to do was be like, I wanted to have... speaking of stereotypes that need to be undone, she was like, I wanted to have a story that subverted the tropes in that the queer characters live and are happy at the end. So that's nice. And their sexuality is just not an issue. The problem is class, that they're from different social strata. How do you think that LGBTQ are represented in Game of Thrones? To Stephen Forstmeyer, not so good. Barely at all. It definitely feels like, this is something that E.K. Johnson said to me in our interview, is that when you're writing fantasy, you have to decide what of our world you're taking with you. And it does feel like the show, and also the book, takes the homophobia of the time in which it was written. And I'm like, I could do without this. Videodrome says, the tiniest part of me thinks bi people are written that way because the writer is trying to terrorize social situational taboos. They put all their weight in challenging gender roles and prudishness. That could be. It's just like, that's a lot to put on bisexual people who, are just people. It's a lot to be like, I want to challenge taboos, bisexual people, you will be my tool for doing so. And it's like, help. I just want to go to brunch. I have not seen Rocketman yet. Apparently it's better than Bohemian Rhapsody. No great accomplishment. That's something. I mean, that is nice. I did hear that they took out some of the gay stuff for Russian audiences, which... Nicholas Crass says, a stereotype I used to see in Story of the Week would introduce a queer character. The entire episode would turn on their queerness. Yeah, I know. It's like, okay, yes, let's tell some queer stories, but can we also have other stories? Oh, my God. So EK was like... she wanted it, she said, to be the case, that you don't have to go to, that she wanted to have an adventure story for queer people, so you didn't have to like open the books that were all straight white cis men to have the actual adventure, because all the queer people are busy having like all their drama and woe is me about who I am, whereas the white people could just go on their adventure. The white straight cis people could just go on their adventures. She basically just wanted to get past all the woe is me and be like, all right, adventure.
Matthew.
James has summoned me. Yes.
What other fantasy takes that approach?
What other fantasy takes that approach? Queens of Adventure takes that approach. You can listen to our podcast, Queens of Adventure, featuring drag queens playing Dungeons and Dragons. It's at queensofadventure.com. I'm sure you're all aware of it already, but it takes place in a world where gender and sexuality, it's do what you want to do and it's fine. Let's go on an adventure instead. So you can check out our podcast, Queens of Adventure. We just put up an episode that's a recap of the entire adventure so far. So if you're looking for a place to dive in and get started, the episode called The Story So Far is a great place to start. Pride is such a good movie, says Raphael. We got Matt to say B crimes do gay. I've been watching RTDs years and years. What is RTDs? RTDs years and years. It's been absolutely fantastic on the whole. And as usual with Russell. Oh, wait. No, I don't know what that stands for. What?
Russell T. Davies.
Oh, Russell T. Davis. Loads of queerness last week's episode was great. Did use a tired trope. But wait, what is the show, though? Pride is such a good movie. Be Present wants to know my thoughts on Milk. Oh, I have a whole episode, a whole video about that. Yeah, check out I've got a YouTube video about the movie Milk. It's good. It's not one of my favorite movies, but I think it's good and super important. And I have fond memories of what San Francisco was like when they were shooting it, because I lived there when they were shooting it. Let me scroll around here. Velvet Buzzsaw, Netflix original horror, a bunch of celebs playing art collectors. Oh, okay. Maybe we have stereotypes more here in the UK than US. We still have sitcoms. Mrs. Brown Boys have the awful camp gay with one dimension. The awful camp gay. Honestly, I don't even hate that, because I feel like here, maybe it's just in my media diet, but I see it so seldom that I'm like, yeah, sure, we can have the femmes. We can have femmy gays. I like that. It's Cy like Cy and Raj like the first part of Roger. Okay, Cy Raj. On the topic of writing, I have a vague plot conflict in one of the character arcs planned out, finding his gay and overcoming childhood trauma, and that's it. And that's, are you saying that because like you need more for them? And Erica says, have you seen the She-Ra reboot? It's full of queer female characters. Yes, I like what they're doing on that show very much. Are LGBTQ represented in Game of Thrones? Barely. Hi, everyone, says Corey Boone. Hello. For gay class struggles, see Morris. Oh, yeah, that's a really interesting point. Yeah. I mean, there's a book that was exploring that 100 years ago, right? About 100 years ago, maybe like more like 80 or so. But yes, indeed. What oh gosh, what a lovely story. There's Merchant Ivory version, of course, the novel of Morris. Highly recommend that one. Orange Bike 666 says, what do you think of straight pride? Lol. I mean, lol sums it up. We talked about it a little earlier. Just like, lol. Sure, guys. Rocket Man is wonderful. Some very arty, reminiscent of La La Land. Okay, all right. Oh, what was the first book you mentioned, Matt? Aftermath. Yes. The Aftermath by E.K. Johnston. She also wrote some queer characters for some Star Wars novels. Sabe. The what? The Gay Mandalorians. Oh, maybe. James has asked me about the Gay Mandalorians. So Sabe is the handmaiden played by Bend It Like Beckham. What's her name? Keira Knightley. Yeah, so she gets sort of I think a pansexual storyline in there, and I believe E.K. Johnston put queer characters, yes, in the Ahsoka novel that she wrote. Let's see. There's a good Letterboxd movie list called "Gay Movies That Aren't About the Character Being Gay." Oh, that does sound good. Yes, I definitely want that. Cyraj says, I loved Bohemian Rhapsody. One thing that bothered me was that Freddie's more out there LGBTQ lifestyle was demonized, while his more safe lifestyle with second boyfriend was rose tinted. Hmm. Well, I don't know. I mean, I think that kind of goes back to the bisexual, the insatiable bisexual trope, where someone actually enjoying sex is, especially when it's adventuresome sex, by which I mean queer, is often used as a stand-in for life spiraling out of control. Oh no, look, they're having so much sex with someone of the same gender. Oh no, or they're just having a lot of it, or they're trying new things, and it's. Yeah, I think people enjoying unusual sex is often a stand-in. And I keep saying like unusual or out there or whatever, but just like, I don't know. Out there is what Cyraj said. I guess yeah, like depicting queer sex as being like not like heterosexual missionary position is like a shorthand. It's code for there's something wrong with this person's life. Happy Pride Month is a number 2 numbers. Happy Pride Month to you as well. Lovely to see you. Thank you for joining. What a pleasure to have you here. Are you going to a real life Pride, or is this just this Pride here? I don't know. What is this gesture that I'm doing? It's like I'm conjuring a spell. We're just having a little Pride stream right now. Raphael says Queens of Adventure is great fun with a great storyline. Love it. Yay. Thank you. And also, Raphael recommends Mercedes Lackey's Last Herald Mage trilogy, one of my favorites. Great gay main character. Read it so many years ago, still go back and reread it every so often. Hooray! That's great. Last Herald Mage. Oh my god. James, what have you done? I can't eat this.
That's a healthy breakfast.
I'm nauseous.
No, you're not. Not anymore. Give me this
Oh,
filling
Lord. James has made me a giant plate of sausage gravy, biscuits and sausage gravy, and coffee. I don't know where to put anything. We're going to move the keyboard out of the way. And tea. And, oh my god. James, this is way more food than I can eat.
You need to eat it all and make everyone watch every petite slurp.
James wants you all to watch my petite slurps. How do you all feel about that? Orange Bike says, how exciting can a parade be without gays? It's wafting with steam at me. The parade, yeah. James, I know that I don't need more things, but can I just have some water too? Dusk Rain says, I'm excited I caught one of your streams. I'm sick though, so that I may not stay long. Happy Pride. I'm sorry you're sick. Oh, I've been having a weird, not to like converse like old people about our maladies, but I've got a sore throat, and it's not my, usually you have sore throat and it's kind of like up here-ish. Thank you, James. For some reason I had a sore throat for the last like 2 or 3 days, and it was like here, like on the side, like just by my collarbone. I think it's gone. No, it's still there. Still there. I don't know what that is. Sorry, I'm catching up. Let's see. I saw White Crow, a movie about Rudolf Nureyev's defection from Russia in Paris. Ooh, Paris. I don't know. Ooh, Paris. In 1961, co-starring Ralph Fiennes. It's not very good. Oh, okay. Well, thank you for the recommendation. There's a trans boy in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina and an asexual in Shadowhunters. Wow. Okay. Trans boy in Chilling Adventures of Sabrina. Have not watched a ton of that one. Did we? I think we started watching. No, Riverdale. I confused that with Riverdale. Steven says there's a great episode of Silicon Valley. A gay Christian CEO is discriminated against not because he is gay, but because he's Christian. Huh. Might be a good way for Christians to understand LGBTQ. Sure, maybe. I'm wary of that because often, Christians are so discriminated against is used as an argument against queer people. So that sets off some alarms for me. I'm conjuring the spirit of pride. Here I go. Apparently, I conjured a plate full of sausage. I guess that is what pride is, isn't it? This is gay culture right here. Oh, look at this delightful meal. Oh gosh! Greetings from Bangkok. So glad I found you online. Eat it, says Uber Glamazon. I'm trying. It's a little hot, is the thing. So here we go. Oh god, Nicholas Crass wants a mukbang live chat. No. Let's see those petite slurps. This is Lady Emma. It is a lot, Evertrax. It's so much. Yes, James is being a darling, Erica. Oh my god. Isn't Ralph Fiennes' name pronounced Rafe? Wait, what?
Yeah,
What?
that's how he says it.
He says Rafe? Why? Is he Voldemort, really? That's who that is? Oh. I that has broken my brain. Rafe? Fiennes. SB says, thank you for book recommendations. Queer books are my jam. Also, thank you for commenting on my mod comment last week. You're very welcome. Thank you for watching. Thank you for commenting. Everybody, go comment on my mod video so I can respond to you there. What do you think of the portrayal of asexuality by Todd in BoJack Horseman? Oh, I haven't seen that. Have I watched? Oh, here's the thing. Everyone has been telling me to watch BoJack Horseman. By everyone, I mean just a few people, but people I trust. I was hanging out because of my weird, wild lifestyle. I sometimes get to hang out with Ben de la Creme from Drag Race, of course, and many, many, many other things. And Ben was recommending Drag Race to me emphatically, so I certainly trust that judgment. Are you all right, James?
Recommending Drag Race?
Whoops, is that what I said? BoJack Horseman is what I meant. Ben recommended BoJack Horseman.
It'd be real weird if he was like, have
You
heard this show?
gotta watch this show. Can't help but think that Sword Deep Throat is somehow James's fault. Oh, man. David Logan says, okay, with Martin Lando's gay character in North by North... Wait, what? Okay, I don't remember that at all. James, do you remember that? Martin Landau's gay character in North by Northwest? Yeah, I think that's about... It's probably been about 10 years for me, too. Okay, Lady Emma Avery, I'm just astounded by this. Rafe Fiennes. Really? Rafe Fiennes. I feel like I'm meditating now. I'm just like stuck on this mantra. Rafe Fiennes. I think that my YouTube recommendations are broken. I haven't recommended a Ben Shapiro video in weeks. Not complaining, says number 2 numbers. Well, thank you to YouTube, I guess, for that. I don't think I've ever been recommended one of those. Stephen Forcemeyer says, thanks for answering my questions. I love you. Happy petite slurps. Yes, here we go. We're going to do another petite slurp here. I'm very self-conscious about eating on camera, everybody. So here we go. Oh, James, should I have a pill?
No problem.
Okay. It's pronounced Ray Fiennes. Is another tired old movie queen. When I eat a thing that has milk, I have to have a pill. I have so many drinks in front of me right now. Okay. Oh, Isaac says YouTube waited 45 minutes to tell me this was on. Blarg, I'm sorry about that, but they did tell you eventually? That's weird. Huh, a long delay. I don't know what to make of that. Make a hat or a brooch or a pterodactyl. I love your dainty small bites, says Raphael. Thank you. Well, I don't want to get messy here at the computer. I'll eat a small sausage.
Your favorite?
Oh, what a great question. Apollo Fell says, what is your favorite wild animal? I am paralyzed with indecision because I don't know where to begin. I think it has to be a bunny. We'll start with rabbits. I like a rabbit. Yeah, Isaac Snow says rabbit at the same time that I said rabbit. Yeah. So I like a cute animal. I like an animal that is timid. I like an animal that keeps to itself, and lives amongst the grass. Yeah, I think a rabbit would be my favorite. What kind of rabbit? I like the ones with the really long ears. The lop-eared, I think they're called. I like the ones that have like the really big ears that like hang down on either side of their head. But also, I worry about them because I'm like, oh no, is it hard for you to hear? And also, are you prone to ear infections because of that? James is laughing at me. Why are you laughing at me? Brianna says, have you ever seen a deer up close? How close is up close? How close are we talking? I probably, when I was a child, went to a petting zoo that had a deer. I think the closest I've ever seen a deer was maybe like, I don't know, like 50, 60 feet away in a forest. Do you remember that, James? You were with me. We went to the Muir Woods with my parents. We went for a little hike, and we lost them in the woods. We got away from my parents, and it was just you and I walking through the forest, and we saw a deer. It was like we were like the queen. Do you remember when she sees a deer in the woods? In the movie The Queen?
Oh.
She sees a deer. I almost misremembered that as she sees a wild corgi in the woods. That's not what happens. Glitch... What's that? Glitch42 likes turtles. Number 2 says, do you have any pets? No, not at the moment. We used to have pet rats. Those are great. I loved having pet rats. They were very good boys. I would call them boys, and then one of my friends would be like, they're not boys, they're rats. But they were boys. I've been within 20 feet of a deer, says Erica. It was really cool. Wow, a wild deer? That is very cool. Oh my god, that's awesome. Isaac says, we have a ton of rabbits in our neighborhood. Uber Glamazon says, what do you think of that scene in the new Tales of the City on Netflix when the young boy is getting schooled by the old queens at the dinner table about how things used to be? I haven't seen it yet. I will watch it, though. We often have 3 on our front yard just chilling, says Isaac. Oh, that's lovely. Lady Emma Avery says, a deer walked within 2 meters of me once while I was biking. Whoa, that is so cool. That is so cool. There's a YouTube video out there somewhere of somebody biking through, like, the woods. They're doing, like, you know, like that sort of, like, downhill nature biking kind of thing on a path. And they've got a camera on the helmet. And at one point, they are just going slowly through a field or something. And they glance to a side, and there's, like, a big black bear just, like, right there. And obviously the person on the bike freaks out and pedals away, like, fast and, like, keeps looking back. You can see the bear doesn't really care. It's just, like, watching him go. But, yikes. Deer walked within 2 meters of me once while I was biking, says Emma. I was a foot away from one. It was the bestest bear. Wow, we all like deer. I like a deer. I like the horns is the thing. Or the antlers, not the horns, geez. The antlers. There is, I can't remember the artist's name, but there's an artist on Instagram who does, like, these beautiful watercolors of sultry young men with deer antlers, and they're delightful. Well, let's say that they're delightful. I like a sultry, smoldering man with deer antlers. I think that's very cute. I love your videos, says Jam and Nutters. Thank you. I love that you are watching. They have to warn people not to get too close to deer in Yosemite, says Dusk Rain. That's good advice. Like, don't get close. Let them live their lives. Don't bother them. Don't let them be dependent on people. Yeah. Isaac Snow says, but they're not wild. That pygmy goats are so cute. Oh, pygmy goats. I had a long conversation with James about goats last night. He says, I am a goat. Trashcan says, I remember when I fostered a cockatiel named Charlie, who we all thought was bisexual because he'd flirt with both my older cockatiels, Winnie, who's female, and Benjamin, who's male. Aw. Cockatiels are huge drama queens, but I kind of miss Charlie. He was a nice bird. Aw. Yay. Olivia says, pet rats are the best. There's so much stigma because rats are seen as dirty and disgusting. They are not dirty or disgusting. They're just lovely. And Dee Vendone says, my dog Kiwi is gender fluid. How do you determine that about a dog? What do you think? Lizzie says, what do you think about the Trump administration refusing to let U.S. embassies fly the pride? Did they really? I didn't hear that this year. I think I heard about that maybe like 2 years ago. Did that happen again this year? Oh, Isaac Snow is directing me to E621. Not on the stream, Isaac. On my own time. I'll look for that. Seeking sultry, smoldering man with deer antlers. Thanks for writing my dating profile. Honestly, yeah, that is kind of my type. We have deer, foxes, raccoons, and possums in and out of our yard all the time. So I have indoor cats 100% of the time. Oh, geez, yeah, you don't want them to get nabbed by a fox. All right, I'm going to try to eat some more of this gravy and the biscuits. Very tasty stuff. Chomp. Okay, here we go. I'm going to try. Oh, jeez. Um. Hmm. Hmm. Oh my goodness, Raphael. I actually got into a shoving match with a wild black bear once. What, in Yosemite while you were backpacking? I'm very lucky to be alive. Yeah, I'll say. What? I'm stunned by that. I'm glad that you made it out of there. Glitch42 says, "Were you able to watch Cowboy Bebop? Is the new Cowboy Bebop out? I know that they were doing a new one that was live action, right? Am I remembering that correctly? Or are we talking about the original? I think James and I started watching that like 20 years ago. Like, I think we were in college and we like looked at a Cowboy Bebop. James, does that sound familiar? I might be thinking of something else.
That's possible.
Yeah, like a long time ago. And I don't know where that. Yeah, honestly, I think somebody else must have been watching it because I seem to recall seeing something close to the end. And I seem to recall it being one. Yes, okay. There's one particular nerd that we were friends with, Devin, who was watching some Cowboy Bebop, and I think I saw like something from the end, and I was like, I don't know what's going on. So that's been my experience with it. Is the new one happening? I think I remember hearing something about that. And here's the big question: is it queer? Is it queer? Erica says Raphael's guardian angel is either very effective or very incompetent. Oh, jeez. Vladimir Petroni says, "Hello, Matt. Kisses and hugs from Canada. Kisses and hugs back to Canada. Oh, Canada." What part of Canada though? Because I was just talking to somebody who lives up near the like way up north near the Arctic Circle, doing some work with Indigenous people. Very different from, and then there was somebody else who was talking about like what's going on in Edmonton right now, which is a bit of a pain, and very very different. Uh, Isaac says, "Does anyone else find that some boys have cute teeth? I've mentioned this to my friends; they don't know what I'm talking about." Maybe. Charles D says, "I just started watching the stream. Is this just an hour-long stream this week?" We'll see how long we go because I don't have to hop off for another live stream later. So we'll go as long as we go. I'm not going to end just as you're getting here, Charles D. So Charles D, here's a question for you. What are you watching? What's giving you joy? What are your recommendations for queer entertainment this week? Oh, number says, "What is a Cowboy Bebop anime from long, long ago?" I want to say like, gosh, was it from the 90s? Like mid 90s? Is that when Cowboy Bebop's from? Uber Glamazon says boys without teeth might be better. I don't know about that. Boy, I'm just telling you guys everything today. I think I like when boys have like orc tusks. I think that's cute when they get like the little like thing. So that's what I consider cute teeth. Vladimir's in Montreal. Ah, okay. Yeah, and some agreement from John Newman. Hells yeah. You like the cute teeth. Teeth. This is not gonna be trash can. Soft arc boys are the best, as Isaac Snow. I was talking about the anime says glitch. I know you'd said you put it on the list. Middle two episodes has trans character. They get to be full character in the late 90s. Okay. It is on the list. I have not watched it yet. Cowboy Bebop. It's probably on like Verve or something, right? Wait, does that still exist? Not Verve. What's the anime site? The big anime site? Is it Crunchyroll? There's so many streaming sites. Oh. From what I was told, it was the fact that I was too exhausted, to be afraid that kept me safe. Wow. It wasn't just me. My friend Sharon and I were beyond annoyed. Wow. I'm just stunned by that you survived? That the black bear wasn't like, I'm going to eat you? Yikes. What was it doing? Like, did you go up to, I assume you would not go up to a bear, so I assume it came up to you? Lizzie says, whenever I want some queer representation, I always go back to The Fosters. Oh, I know what that is, but now I can't remember. The Fosters. The Fosters. What is that? I binged Good Omens last week. How is Good Omens? Haven't watched a lot of queer content lately because I've had to take on editing duties while my boss was on vacation. I'm sorry, you're swamped with stuff. Surely is there? Yeah, I guess there's not. I always thought of the angel devil character in that as being somewhat like a couple, but they're not really. Yeah, I guess there isn't anything really that queer in Good Omens, which is a shame. Crunchyroll is the anime site. Yes, and Cole Hirsch has cute teeth. What makes teeth cute? How do you know that teeth are cute? We're talking about queer anime. I just found out this week that, oh boy, Dukyusei? Dukyusei? I definitely don't know how to pronounce that. Has a manga sequel. Oh, what is that? I don't know. I don't know what that title is. Oh, The Fosters. Yes, lesbian moms raising foster kids, some of them queer. Yes, TV show about a lesbian couple and their children. And is it on Disney? Am I remembering that correctly? So I think there's like a show called Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends, which I think is something different, right? Or maybe that is the same thing. But I think it's different. Foster's Home for Imaginary Friends. Or that may not even be the title. It's probably something like, I don't know, Harvey's Home for Imaginary Friends, and I'm just combining things. Lesbian couple and their children. How much do, like, it's weird that I haven't seen more of that. It seems like the kind of thing that people ought to be talking about. How much lesbian is there on the show? Like, is it a really, like, does it incorporate a lot of lesbian culture? By which I don't know what I mean by that. I don't know. They're in a softball league. I don't know what makes them cute. It's not a thing I usually notice, but there's a few people. Oh, and My Brother's Husband. Yes, definitely need to read that. Videodrome, you found a tick in your laptop this morning? No, thank you. What? Are you, like, Videodrome, do you live in the woods? What's going on? We were mad at our... Oh, I see. Raphael says, we're mad at our friend. We decided to sleep outside in Little Yosemite. What's Little Yosemite? Then a bear came sniffing and licking us. I first pushed him away, unaware of what I was pushing. What did you think you were pushing is the question. Like, you're sleeping outside in the woods. Something sniffing and licking you. What did you think it was, Jake Gyllenhaal? I always thought Elijah Wood had a cute gap in his teeth. Okay, sure. David Logan says, regarding gay animation, should we assume the alien from the Flintstones is gay? Oh. Wait, what? The Great Gazoo. Yeah. James identified him as the Great Gazoo, but I heard him say something Zoom, and I was like, that's not his name. The Great Gazoo. Yeah, he's pretty gay, I think, right? I don't know why I think that, though. Oh, my Lord, you've just made me remember Alan Cumming in the Flintstones 2, Viva Rock Vegas, starring the other Elizabeth Taylor. What's her name? From Dynasty. Shoot, what's her name? Borby Snackleroot. Nope. Diane Chambers. Nope. That is this character. It's a real character. Shoot, what's her name? The mom in Viva Rock Vegas, and also the lady on Dynasty. Why do I always forget her name? Gloria Kissface. Shamamla. I need a hint. Same initials as Jesus Christ. Julie Cannoli. Same initials as Jesus Christ. JC. It's not Jennifer. It's not Julie. Joanne. Jill. Jessica. Joan Cusack. Joan, but it's a Joan Crawford. Joan Creeper.
Joan Crawford. No, I'm sorry, it's not that. That's someone else.
It's someone else. James is like, yes, it's Joan Crawford. It's not. Can you imagine Joan Crawford in Viva Rock Vegas? Joan. It's a Joan, though, right?
It is a
Joan
Joan.
Candyman.
Alive, apparently.
Joan Collins.
That's correct.
Ah. Phew. Thank you. It's not Joan what? Joan Candyman?
John Candyman.
John Candyman. It's pronounced Dokusei. Okay. Dokusei. It's really sweet, insightful story about two young gay boys. Oh, okay. I like that. And you watched Wild Nights. Charles, you watched Wild Nights with Emily, starring Molly Shannon as Emily Dickinson. That sounds so good. What? Wild Nights with Emily, starring Molly Shannon as Emily Dickinson sounds great. Isaac says, maybe it wasn't an animal bear, but a gay bear sniffing and licking. Oh, can you imagine? Wild. Oh. Great Gazoo is definitely camp, says Charles D. I think you're right about that. He's coded, right? He's like fussy and fastidious. And so, like, it's not like the Great Gazoo had some big gay romance. But there's just something about him, right? It's one of those things where you're like, well, I can't put my finger on it, but I know he'd like it if I did. After what he and Barney did. Lady M. Every says, I'm going to rewatch The Matrix. I saw a good video essay on it. The Matrix is a movie that does not necessarily age great.
You don't think so?
Here's how I feel about The Matrix. I think it doesn't age great for me. So when I watched it initially in 1997, I was like, wow, this is amazing. And when I watch it now, there's a lot of things about it that I'm like, wow, this is silly. Like, things that came off as cool the first time I watched it now come off as a little dumb. And maybe that's just because there's been so much of it, and also because I know where it all goes now. But just how, like, seriously it takes itself, I'm a little like, no, okay, all right. Sierra Estrada says, my new drag name is going to be Gloria Kissface. That's a good one. I was out of my sleeping bag pushing him around and then pushing his rump while we were yelling at him to leave. Can't you see we're trying to sleep? Just go. It was a mess. Oh my goodness. I can't believe that, Raphael. Bear tried to give shades at left. That's when I got more ridiculous. Little Yosemite is a campground up above the valley. Ah, okay. I can't believe you're just like shoving him. Wow. Big Fabulous Aquamarine, Big Fabulous, a Fabulous, I don't know, maybe you're big. Aquamarine Trash Can says, anybody remember Big Bouffant? Wait, what is Big Bouffant? Was that one of the names I tried to give somebody? 1997 was when The Matrix came out? I don't think it was 1980. It might have been a little bit later. Isaac says, you saw it when I was born. Oh no. As far as queer media, I'm currently in love with Welcome to Night Vale. Oh yeah. That's a good one. Have you tried to watch I tried to watch The Matrix's Videodrome, and the broity of it made me take the VHS out of the player ungracefully. Did you, like, chuck it across the room? Jeez. Lady Emma Avery says, I think I'm only missing 2 of the screws that are holding together this computer. Yikes, should be fine. Oh no. Yeah, be gentle. Hopefully, maybe the tick took it. I need to check out the Wachowski oeuvre. I've only seen Bound. Oh, I didn't know they did that one. Here's the thing with their movies is, with a lot of them, I think there's a lot of, like, ideas, but often I think those movies just are so, like, have an intensity that just kind of makes me laugh. Like, it feels like Sam the Eagle. Oh, Raphael says, when the bear was licking me, I thought it was a dog. Okay, well, that makes a little more sense. That you'd be like, get away. Was there a specific dog that you thought it was, or did you just think some random dog came over to you? Still, yikes. I can't believe you pushed a bear. Oh my god, what do you think it wanted? It wanted just a kiss, just a little kiss. You're so lucky. You're so lucky that it didn't get mad. Erica says, we watched The Matrix in high school English because it's basically a modern take on Plato's allegory of the cave. Oh, okay, yeah, sure. Yeah, where you see, like, shadows flickering on the wall. Okay, yeah. I don't think I get into Speed Racer, says Jenny Moore. I'm sorry, I mispronounced everything on this stream today. Oh, and Jupiter Ascending. Yeah, so many plot threads. It's like they fell in the racket Claire's and said, I'll take it. Oh. Yeah, there's just a lot of stuff in that one. And same thing in Speed Racer, too. A lot of people love that movie. Is Speed Racer good? That's my question for everybody in the chat. Is Speed Racer good? Because I know a lot of people love it. And I actually worked on it. I was working at ILM when they were doing the visual effects for it. And so I helped out with the movie, although I don't think I'm in the credits. Basically, my contribution to it was making sure people were trained appropriately on the software they were using. FY, Maurer, Jenny Maurer. Yeah, so I saw it while it was being made, and I was like, this looks like a lot, and then never actually watched the full movie. Brianna says, I enjoyed it personally. Okay. By Pagan Man says, just rewatch the first season of Sex Education. Can't wait for the second season. Wait, is that the... No, I'm thinking of... Or am I? Is that the one with about Kinsey and... like the Kinsey Institute and sex researchers? Sierra Stratus says, I don't like The Matrix now, but it... blah, blah, blah. It made me realize I was bi, as strange as that sounds. Huh. Really? How did you do that? Because I don't think there's anything... Is there any discussion of that? Or were you just like, oh, I like both of them? Roland says, too much philosophy in The Matrix. Yeah, stop with the Rene Descartes. Descartes. Descartes, right? Now I don't know how to pronounce anything. Oh, we've got multiple gay pagans, multiple queer pagans in the chat. How delightful. Raphael says, I was so exhausted. I didn't think beyond dog at first. I think it was looking for food. Sure. It already scared the other people who stayed in the campsite before us. Only 5 other tents. It would have been nice for them to warn you, maybe. Speed Racer looks great, but I saw one clip with the pancakes and it turned me off. What? There's a clip with pancakes turned you off. Oh, no. I haven't seen Speed Racer. I couldn't be worse than Gone in 60 Seconds with Angelina Jolie. I haven't seen that one. Coded Gay was the cartoon drone. Oh, yes. Snagglepuss, of course. I don't know if we did on stream. Did we watch on stream his weird Rice Krispies commercial? Snagglepuss has a weird 60s Rice Krispies commercial. That is extremely gay. Oh, yeah. Jenny says, the best Keanu Reeves I've seen so far is My Own Private Idaho. Yes, that is a good one. Speaking of queer cinema, gosh. CR says, I was just really in love with both Neo and Trinity. Also, Ghost and Niobe from Enter the Matrix. Oh, yeah, gosh, remember that? I forgot about that. Enter the Matrix. That was the animated stuff that they put out between films, right? Or maybe it was after? I don't remember. But yes. Charles says, don't put Descartes before the horse. How dare you? Vladimir says, I always found the Matrix overly complicated. I think the overall message could be conveyed in a simpler way. And Lady Emma says, one of the messages you could take from the Matrix is be you, not what society wants you to be. I mean, that's a good message to take. Yeah. And certainly, like, borne out by the Wachowskis' interest in other areas. So, yeah, I think, like, if you come away from it with that, that's a good one. That's a good one. Jenny says, sorry for my broken sentences. I'm still waking up. Me too. Me too. I've been streaming for an hour. I'm only just kind of like facing the day now. James gave me this big plate of breakfast, and I find it really hard to eat like heavy food early in the morning. This is so much food. I know, but it's hard for me to eat this much, James. It's so much. James is watching a dog play Jenga? I'm looking at the reflection of James's screen in the mirror, and yeah, that seems to be what you're watching. Oh, pardon me. Look at that. I'm just leaning over to look at... There's a mirror set up that allows me to look at the monitor on the other computer, and there it is. Roof, roof. Okay, it's a dog playing Jenga. Okay, I'm going to try to take another bite. Here I go. Wish me luck. Mm. Mm-hmm. The dog did it? Yeah. He pushed out a Jenga? That is a sophisticated dog. Oh, he took it out with his mouth? Wait, does the person like adjust the brick so the dog knows which one to take? No. The dog just guesses? That's incredible. It seems like it would be really hard to play Jenga without fingers. It's hard to be a dog, says James. That's true. Aquaman Trashcan says, some of my favorite characters from media are all the ones who seem to not give a shit about gender roles and are quite over the top. Now I think I might be gender fluid. I mean, here's the thing about gender fluidity is I don't think, and I may be wrong about this, I think this gender fluidity might be one of those things where there's not a lot of rules there. And so if you want to say that you're gender fluid, then that's all it takes. I don't want to be a gatekeeper on gender fluidity because I don't think that's something that I feel, so I can't really speak with authority there. But I think if you're like, the rules of masculinity or femininity, social rules, don't really feel right to me. And so I'm not. I don't know what's the opposite of fluid. I'm not gender solid. Then that's all. That's all you need to do. Then it counts, right? But I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong about that. Vladimir says, "What is your secret to stay lean and have such a glowing skin? Are you a vegan? No, I'm a shut-in. That's my secret. I never go outside. Is one secret. Glowing skin. Oh God, maybe I'm pregnant. No, thank you for your kind words about all that. How do I stay? Well, I mean, you can see it right now. Is that it's difficult for me to eat heavy foods? Is the answer to that? I mean, so more important than staying lean is just liking the body that you're in, and I don't know that I'm there. Honestly, like this is not something I often talk about, but there are times when I look at myself in the mirror and I'm like, I'm not happy, and that's just the way it is. Yeah, it's just the way it is. CR, I thought your answer to Charles was actually the answer to Vladimir, that you were saying that Vladimir said, "What's your secret to staying lean and having such glowing skin?" And I thought CR was responding, "You may be thinking of Rantasmo." Like, no, Matthew doesn't have glowing skin. Rantasmo has glowing skin. Rantasmo does have glowing. I mean, he looks great. Rantasmo, I don't know that I call him lean. He's a muscle man. Rantasmo goes to the gym a lot. He looks great. Glitch says, my partner goes to a knitting shop that had a knit and watch campy movies together. Whoa, I love that. Glitch, where is that? I want to go to there. Maybe you would like to stream queer media together. I mean, I would love that, but hard to do because of, copyright. Yeah, like, it's difficult to be like, let's host a live stream of some queer media because, like, content ID and restrictions on copyright will get in the way. Isaac says, I wake up kind of nauseous a lot, but since I have to go to work in the morning, I sometimes have to force myself to eat. What I found helpful for that when I'm not really feeling like food, like eating food, is Soylent, which it's not the most appetizing, but that's kind of a selling point for me. Like, it's certainly, like, I don't treat it like a meal replacement. I'm not like, I'll never have to eat food again. But when my feelings about food are complicated, let's say, and I'm like, I just don't want to put solid food in my body, Soylent can be a good little kick in the pants for me to be like, okay, let's have some of this, and now you can have some yogurt, and now you can have some oatmeal, and now you can have some toast. So Soylent is good for, like, getting stuff into you when you just need to get stuff into you. Oh, Jenny recommends Tennessee Williams. Yes, please. Fantastic stuff there. Yes, Charles says bearded YouTubers all look alike. It's true. There's a lot of us. Raphael says, the tents were very spread out. We didn't meet until the following night when we decided to have a communal bonfire. Oh, that sounds great. I love that. That's when everyone talked about the bear and crazy people were arguing with it. Oh my gosh. I'm so glad that you lived. Lady Emma Avery says, I wish we had more non-binary gender fluid characters in media. Does anyone have any suggestions? Tough question. I mean, I don't think this is a term that has ever been that this character has ever applied to themselves, but we just watched Lindsay Ellis's video about Rent, and I think Angel could be described as non-binary. I'm not sure if Angel identifies as trans or drag queen or what, or if it's just vague in Rent. I'm not sure. It's been a while since I've seen it. Steven Universe. That's a great one. Yeah. When Steven spends time as Stevani, there's a lot of playing with gender that goes on there. And that's another one where it's not an issue. I don't think, like, never at any point is anyone in Steven Universe like, are you a boy or a girl? Well, nobody is talking about gender binary on that show. It's all gender spectrum there. Yes. You can stream copyrighted things on rab.it. Oh, well, I was just talking about how I like rabbits. Okay, that might be a thing to explore. I'd be open to that. Aquamarine Trash Can just remembered plans I need to be getting ready for. I'll see you all later. Okay, thank you for joining. We may be wrapping up kind of soon. We've been going for like an hour and a bit. Might be just about time to wrap up, unless anybody has some requests for things to talk about. A lot of good recommendations in this stream, so thank you for all of those. Thanks for sharing about body image issues, says Dusk Rain. I can relate. I mean, I think most people have some amount of self-consciousness about the way they look. That's just normal. I can say as a photographer, as someone who goes out and takes pictures of people, what I want to do is show people how good they look and want to make people feel good about their appearance. Because there's a lot of good-looking people out there. And it really makes me sad when I take a picture of someone and they're like, ugh, I hate this thing about I look like this, or I don't like my this. And I want to be like, you look so good. You look great. It's a Matt Baume, says Jeffrey Blackmore. Hello, good to see you. How are you? Welcome. We may be wrapping up soon, so I'm sorry that we missed you, but hello. It's good. It's been a while. Glad you're here. Doesn't Summer and Smoke from Williams have queer subtext? Or is that a different? I feel like every Tennessee Williams thing has some queer in there somewhere. I think there's something about the name Matt that predisposes people to be good content creators. Some of my favorite YouTubers and streamers are named Matt. Oh, well, you have good taste. Who else do you like? I mean, there's Matt Colville and Matt Critical Role. Stefani Aspect, where they appear feminine but grow facial hair, was really, yeah, I love that. Yes. Isaac Snow says Osmosis has a non-binary character. Surely you're not talking about the movie Osmosis Jones. What is Osmosis? CR says, I'm not a fan of South Park. The video game called The Fractured But Whole, where you could choose to be cis, trans, or non-binary, and the game will change its difficulty based on your choice. Oh, yeah, that is really interesting. It's a real interesting idea. And I have mixed feelings about it, because the game is like, oh, it's harder to just live life as someone who is, not the socially accepted form of gender, and so that changes the difficulty. On one hand, wow, what an interesting statement. On the other, it'd be nice if you didn't have to have life be hard. Jenny's going now. Y'all are rad. Thank you for joining. You are rad too. Join us for the next live stream. I think. Okay, just checking an email. I think next live stream is in 2 weeks, so please join us for that. How much time do you prep before taping each episode of Queens of Adventure? Oh my god, Raphael, so much. Hours. I mean, part of that is like, I'm pretty still inexperienced as DM, and so it takes me a long time to internalize the stuff that I need and to come up with good encounters. And James helps an awful lot. He's very experienced, but, getting me up to speed, because I'm going to be running it, does take hours. And, I'm trying to reduce that and get better at it, but these things take a long time. Duskrain says, that's sweet. I didn't know you're a photographer. You can check out my Instagram. I post pictures of people looking cute over on Instagram. It's just my name on Instagram.com/Matt Baume. So I got lots of pictures there. Osmosis is like near future sci-fi. It makes itself look like a Black Mirror inspired show, but more drama focused. Ooh, that does sound good. Mercer needs to change his name to Erser. Then we have Matt Erser, Baume, and Colville. Yes. And we need a Matt D. Who's the D, Matt? Charles says there's an Italian movie, all of My Big Fat Greek Wedding, called My Big Gay Italian. Oh yeah, I think I'm familiar with that. I'm not 100% sure what that one is, but I seem to recall something, seeing it in like video stores or something. It's an older one, right? I think I've seen, like, that's a, like, I feel like I've seen that one on VHS. Maybe I'm wrong about that. My big gay Italian wedding. Oh, no. Yes, it was on, I think it was on the Bad Gay Movies, Bitchy Gay Men, podcast. I think they talked about it there. Yes. Don't turn this into the ABC murders. Matthew Dempsey, there we go. That's a good one. Yes, I am 100%. Charles D, you are absolutely right. I'm thinking of Mambo Italiano, and Big Italian is within the past couple of years. You're absolutely right. That is what I'm thinking of. Okay, so we're coming up on like an hour and a half-ish for the stream, and it may be time to wrap it on up. I don't know. Oh, you know what? Here's the gesture, because I was doing like this for Gay Pride, and then like a tighter like wrap it on up for wrapping it up. It might be just about time to wrap it on up. Thank you for joining. Thanks to everyone who makes these streams possible by providing your support on Patreon. If you're not a supporter on Patreon, go check it out, patreon.com/Matt Baume. I think there's a link in the description for this very live stream. But I'm able to do these because of the support of people who pledge a few bucks a month and also are getting some rewards. So if you go over to patreon.com/Matt Baume, there's some rewards there for backers. Yay. So thanks to all those folks. Of course, check out our podcast, Queens of Adventure, with drag queens playing Dungeons & Dragons on a big quest. Latest episode over at queensofadventure.com is a big recap of the whole adventure so far. So it's a great place to dive in. I'm trying to think if there's anything else I need to tell you all about. Join us for the next live stream. It's going to be in 2 weeks, I believe. Next 2 weeks from Saturday. 2 weeks Saturday from today. Let me just verify that. James, if you look up at the calendar over there, is the next stream on... What's today? Today's the 8th?
Yeah. I could be wrong.
Does it say stream on the 22nd? Oh, I see. He doesn't have his glasses. Yeah, I think it's the 22nd. Let's go with that. Yes, because 22nd is between different prides. It's between Portland Pride and Seattle Pride. So 22nd. Yes. Okay. So goodbye to Erica, bye to Abertrax, goodbye Brianna, goodbye Raphael, have a wonderful day everyone, bye. Sierra says bye and have a great day. Lady says such a cute mug, oh jeez. Oh, you mean this, not my face. John says, thanks so much for the fun times you so selflessly share with us. Well, thank you for joining. I wouldn't be able to do this if not for all of you, so I'm really glad that you've joined me. Goodbye to Lady Emma Avery. Goodbye to Dusk Rain and Isaac Snow. Goodbye. Goodbye to Abertrax. And yes, your face too. Your face mug is cute. Thanks. Whew. Okay. So thank you again to everyone for joining us. And I will see you on another stream in about 2 weeks. Bye, everybody. Goodbye. Oh, Jeffrey Blackmore. Goodbye.